In a cozy cottage nestled deep within the Scandinavian forest, lived a young girl named Freya and her wise grandmother, Ingrid. Their home was a haven of warmth and love, surrounded by towering pine trees and blanketed in a thick layer of snow. The winter had been particularly harsh that year, and as the snow piled up outside, the birds of the forest found it increasingly difficult to find food. Freya and Ingrid, kind-hearted souls with hearts as vast as the forest itself, decided to help. They scattered seeds and breadcrumbs on their windowsill for the hungry birds, especially a group of ravens who had become their closest feathered friends. The ravens, with their sleek black feathers and keen eyes, would visit their home every day, cawing and hopping about in gratitude for the sustenance Freya and Ingrid provided. The bond between the girl, the grandmother, and the ravens grew stronger with each passing winter's day. One crisp morning, after a heavy snowfall, the ravens arrived bearing an unexpected gift. They gently dropped a glimmering gem onto the windowsill, and it sparkled like the winter sun on fresh snow. Freya gasped in amazement, for she had never seen such a precious gem in her life. It shone with colors of the northern lights and held an enchanting allure. Curiosity bubbled within the young girl's heart like a bubbling brook, and she couldn't help but wonder where the ravens had found such a treasure. With determination in her eyes, she decided to follow the ravens into the heart of the forest to uncover their secret. As the day wore on, Freya followed the ravens deeper and deeper into the forest. The snowy landscape transformed into a labyrinth of trees, their branches heavy with snow, casting eerie shadows in the fading light. The forest grew quiet, and Freya's heart began to race as she realized she had ventured far from the safety of her home. Night descended, with it an unsettling chorus of wolf howls and owl hoots. Fear gripped Freya, and she felt tears welling up in her eyes. Lost and alone in the forest, she knew she had made a grave mistake. But the ravens, who had been leading her on this perilous journey, sensed her distress. With their distinctive guttural croaks, they circled above her, weaving a tapestry of sound through the darkness. It was as if they were communicating with each other, plotting a way to guide Freya back home. Following the sounds of their croaks, Freya stumbled through the snow, her heart pounding with both fear and hope. The forest, once a frightening place, now felt strangely comforting as she followed the familiar calls of her raven friends. Finally, as dawn began to break, Freya emerged from the forest, cold and weary but safe. She found herself standing at the edge of her grandmother's cottage. Ingrid was waiting, a mixture of relief and concern etched across her face. Freya embraced her grandmother tightly, recounting her adventure and the kindness of the ravens. Ingrid smiled, her eyes sparkling with pride. "The forest has its own magic," she whispered, "and sometimes, it watches over those who care for it." From that day on, Freya and Ingrid continued to feed the hungry birds, knowing that they had formed a unique bond with the creatures of the forest. And the ravens, grateful for their kindness, continued to bring them treasures from their secret world, reminding them that in the heart of the forest, love and nature's wonders were intertwined in the most enchanting of ways.